10 best places to visit in the world. New Zealand's South Island brims with majestic landscapes at every turn, from dramatic mountains to fjords to glaciers. Here, you can explore Fiordland National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Area, or gaze at the starry skies at Mount John Observatory. You can also indulge your inner daredevil in Queenstown, explore two of the most accessible glaciers in the world on the country's west coast, or sample delicious food and wine in the Marlborough region. The City of Light draws millions of visitors every year with its unforgettable ambience. Of course, the divine cuisine and vast art collections deserve some of the credit as well. The gentle river Seine rambles through the city, flanked by stately museums, centuries-old churches, and blocks of Rococo and neoclassic design architecture, further enhanced by cascading trees and glowing street lamps. Peppering the Seine's cobbled walks and graceful bridges are impossibly chic Parisians, probably on their way to the market, cafe or cinema. Containing world-class museums, fashion, cuisine and an atmosphere all its own, Paris is also a city of many splendors, as Ernest Hemingway recalled in his memoir, A Moveable Feast. Visit the beloved Musée d'Orsay, shop the biggest designers on the Champs-Élysées, or hit the boutiques in Le Marais, take in the view atop the Eiffel Tower, or even plan a day trip to Versailles Palace. But don't miss out on the simple pleasure of meandering the marvelous arrondissements, or snacking on street crepes either. The small island of Bora Bora, just about 6 miles long and little more than 2 miles wide, overflows with beauty. A dormant volcano rises up at its center and fans out into lush jungle before spilling into an aquamarine lagoon. In fact, author James Michener, who wrote Tales of the South Pacific, called Bora Bora the most beautiful island in the world. The 18th century British explorer James Cook even coined it as the Pearl of the Pacific. The very definition of a tropical getaway, blissful Bora Bora abounds with luxurious resorts, sunny skies, warm waters and friendly locals. And as you might have already guessed, the main industry on this petite island in French Polynesia and its swarm of tiny motu is tourism. To that end, you can snorkel, explore Vaiatap, hike Mount Otamanu and more. But there's a catch: Bora Bora is expensive, very expensive. In short, visit Bora Bora for natural beauty, visit for utter relaxation, and visit if you have the money. Named for the remnants of glaciers from the Ice Age, Glacier National Park is located on the border of Canada and the United States and is often called the crown of the continent since it sits at the headwaters of the streams that flow into the Pacific Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico and Hudson Bay. A favorite among hikers, the park features a variety of trails for all skill levels, ranging from the easy Trail of the Cedars to the challenging Grinnell Glacier. What's more, the park boasts more than 700 lakes, numerous waterfalls and 2 mountain ranges, spread across more than 1 million acres that shelter an array of wildlife. Aside from its breathtaking geological features, it's also home to a fair amount of history. The Going to the Sun Road, a scenic, 52-mile drive through the park, is a National Historic Landmark and an engineering marvel that offers spectacular views, as well as access to popular hiking trails. Plus, many of the park's lodges, chalets and hotels were constructed by the Great Northern Railway in the early 20th century and are on the National Register of Historic Places. Care to visit a UNESCO World Heritage Site? You'll find that here, too, the Waterton Glacier International Peace Park. The English writer Samuel Johnson famously said, "You find no man, at all intellectual, who is willing to leave London. No, sir, when a man is tired of London, he is tired of life. For there is in London all that life can afford." More than 2 centuries have passed since Johnson's era, but his words still ring true. Life in London is nothing short of invigorating, and travelers find that one visit isn't enough to experience everything this 2-millennia-old city has to offer. Here, the antiquated clasps hands with the contemporary. you'll find the historic Tower of London and the avant-garde Tate Modern both considered must-sees. Shakespeare's sonnets are still being uttered by actors who don modern garb. Londoners most certainly still respect the Royals, but they also jam to the likes of Arctic Monkeys and Adele. And while they still praise the power of tea, they now make room for some Starbucks here and there, and pressed juice too. A current leader in everything from politics and banking to fashion and music, London's culture compass is always attuned to what's next. Discover it all on one of London's best tours. Maui is not nearly as large as the Big Island, nor is it as small as Lanai, as bustling as Oahu, or as quiet as Kauai. For many Hawaii vacationers, Maui is just right, offering a taste of just about everything the Aloha state has to offer, from impressive wildlife to intriguing history and culture. While on a visit here, you can shimmy alongside professional hula dancers, golf along coastal fairways, sail down a zip line, snorkel alongside 5 different types of sea turtles, or simply lounge along some of Hawaii's most notable beaches. One of the archipelago's most popular tourism spots, Maui can be found sandwiched between the Big Island and the much tinier Molokai. Maui is divided into 5 distinct regions. Many travelers base themselves along the coasts of South Maui or West Maui, where the sands of Ka'anapali Beach and the music from the old Lahaina Luau are located. But the rest of the island should not be missed. Travel along the road to Hana to experience East Maui's scenic coastline, explore Halikala, the world's largest dormant volcano, in the upcountry, and discover the former tribal battlegrounds of central Maui's Owl Valley State Park. And for a bird's-eye view of it all, reserve a spot on one of Maui's best helicopter tours. Miles of shoreline, dozens of resorts, French cuisine to die for, Tahiti has all the makings of a honeymoon destination. But beach bums often pass over Tahiti's sands in favor of Bora Bora's ivory shores. Despite its idyllic reputation and accessibility, Tahiti is more of an off-the-beaten-path stop than a romantic getaway. However, that doesn't mean Tahiti should be ignored. Leafy forests sit beside sandy shores, French crepes are served alongside Tahitian poison cruw. If there ever was a place that embodies the beautiful duality of the French Polynesian archipelago, it's Tahiti. Here, the quirky, often chaotic atmosphere of the island's capital, Papeete, rubs elbows with uncorrupted natural beauty. In fact, Tahiti, the largest of French Polynesia's 118 islands, is often referred to as 2 separate islands despite them being joined by a tiny land bridge. Tahiti Nui is the larger, northern section where Papeete can be found. Tahiti Iti is less accessible, although many visitors make the trek here for a taste of seclusion. Just note that spending a week on either part of Tahiti will cost you quite a chunk of change. But travelers agree that the warm waters, the lush jungles and the luxurious resorts are worth the splurge. Animated is perhaps the best word to describe Tokyo. Crazy about its anime, Japan's megacity is constantly buzzing with movement, feet clacking down sidewalks, cars zooming along streets, subway trains humming below ground, ships cruising in and out. And yet bright lights and loud signs beg you to pause, to break your motion for just 1 second to pray at the altar of consumerism. This is a city that feeds on motion and progress. But when you want to stop in Tokyo, the city will certainly make it worth your while. The tech-savvy locals may whiz past the monuments and urban parks daily, but, we assure you, the museums and historical sites are world-class. Here, there are photos to be taken, sushi to be eaten and a lot of shopping to be done. So what are you waiting for? You better get a move on. Rome, the city of 7 hills, enjoyed a mythic beginning. Romulus and Remus, twin brothers who were nursed by a she-wolf and fathered by a war god, reportedly founded the Eternal City. And although historians are a little skeptical about this epic entry into the world, most travelers are absolutely certain that there is something magical about Rome. Whether it's the mystery of nearby Vatican City or the ghosts of the Colosseum, an afternoon cafe on Piazza Navona or a piled high plate of pasta at a trattoria, Roma is sure to enchant. Italy's capital city, Rome is also known for a history that dates back to the eras of Octavian, Julius Caesar and Hadrian, among others. Left behind are structures like the Pantheon, the Roman Forum and dozens of churches, among other historic gems. Art enthusiasts will relish the trove of art housed at the Vatican museums, and foodies will enjoy the splendid Italian fare, not to mention the gelato. And though its momentous past is the focus for many vacationers, Rome is also a fast-paced, modern and relevant city, with gleaming designer storefronts, sleek hotels and cutting-edge restaurants. Pure white sands, aquamarine waters and limestone cliffs await travelers who visit Thailand's southwestern island of Phuket. Surrounded by the Andaman Sea and about an hour by plane from Bangkok, this island is a little piece of paradise, which comes with a relatively low price tag for everything from its accommodations to spa treatments and boat tours. But along with its tropical appeal, Phuket beckons to travelers wanting to experience its flavorful cuisine. Think lemongrass, lime leaves, chilies, and its rich culture, heavily influenced by its reigning religion, Buddhism. And although the island's beaches and tourism operators have bounced back from the 2004 tsunami, which hammered its western coast and tragically claimed thousands of lives, it remembers the past with memorials and a better warning system, should the area once again come under threat. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.